Mr. Speaker, speaking of criminals, let's talk about the robo-fraud investigation that's moved to Conservative Party headquarters. Now, the RCMP and Elections Canada are going over the Conservative database to find out who had access with Pierre Poutine, but a funny thing happened. The database has been altered. It seems that key records have been deleted. Holy Watergate, Batman. Now, before the member for Peterborough gets up with his usual bizarre countercharge, will he comment on the fact that it's usually the cover-up, not the original crime, that gets you caught in the end?
And the Honourable Parliamentary Secretary of the Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Once again, we see the member opposite doing exactly what the Chief Electoral Officer told him not to do, which is jump to crazy conclusions, Mr. Speaker. Now, let's be clear. We've indicated from the get-go and from the outset, Mr. Speaker, that we were fully participating and supporting Elections Canada in their work and their research in this regard. We regard any effort to suppress a vote as being completely unacceptable. What we do know, in addition to that, Mr. Speaker, is that the NDP does not cooperate with Elections Canada. They haven't cooperated in the investigations into the NDP with respect to their own conventions, Mr. Speaker, where they took illegal donations from unions. Why won't they cooperate?
The Honourable Member for Timmins, James Bay.
Mr. Speaker, he's not going to get a $16 orange juice from the Minister of International Development with lousy answers like that. Now, let's talk about this government's lack of accountability. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the Minister for International Development, who wouldn't stay in a five-star hotel in posh London because it wasn't good enough for her. Now she's had to pay the money back. But this is a woman with a long history. Do you remember the $1,000 limo joyride she used to take through the streets of Toronto? Or the fact that she slashed international development funds so she could live like a queen? Isn't someone over there embarrassed by her behavior? Will someone stand up and apologize to the hardworking Canadian taxpayers who she's living like a queen off their backs?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Well, Mr. Speaker, our government believes very much that all ministers must respect taxpayers' dollars, and the minister, of course, has repaid the costs in question. But the honourable member from Timmins, James Bay, asked a question earlier that perhaps the member from Thunder Bay, Superior North, would have something to say about. I understand that NDP member is now going to sit as a member, as an independent, because he's tired of having his vote suppressed by his leadership.